22. Hit him hard. Crowball kick. Affirmative, 22. Time caps.
Fire and ashes. Black hell rain. The bombing literally erased the Enki's capital, razed it to the ground. As a final blow, the Empire built its own divine capital upon this very same ground, the city of Tira. In this manner, the Empire planted its roots on Enki soil, fueled by Enki culture. They had conquered the Enkis utterly. And this is why the destruction on Siriad offended the Empire so greatly. They desperately sought a way to avoid the loss of their prize. They were in need of this technology, and for that, they were in need of their Enki slaves. Without the Enkis, they were unable to change history. They became dependent upon the collaborationists and intelligence. That is to say, they became dependent upon me. This was my chance. In the life of a male, sexuality is paramount. This is undeniable. Some thinkers have even gone so far as to place sex in the center of what makes the world go round. Making love is the ultimate form of self-expression, I figure. I wish I could share with you the truth of how I feel. There are some things that cannot be put into words. So many words have been used to describe feelings and what we call love. But all of that is public domain. These words have no value because they can't possibly describe the true experience, which is locked away inside the heart of each person who has loved. These are the words of the Enki terrorist Linte Ito, who maintained a sexual relationship with the rebel leader known as Akita Dryad, among others. This intel was gleaned by our informant, who also told us of the plans this resistance had for Moneta. We didn't interfere. We hoped that discovering the truth about what happened to their people would make them come to realize the futility of their efforts.
Akira! Akira, do you copy?
Get the hub.
Die, you son of an ass! Akira! Akira!
I'm in the service tunnel.
True revenge can be shockingly prosaic. It lacks elegance or grace. I wasted nearly a circle preparing Regis P-Ray for the moment when my father's revenge would find him. I taught him to give a signal, what to do and say in order to warn my father. It was all in vain. In literature, revenge is undertaken only after lengthy monologues, after the accused has a chance to speak up for himself. My father gave him no such chance. He killed the bastard in cold blood without saying a word. He always knew how to point out my imperfections. I couldn't even predict his actions in this one instance. Just goes to show how little we cared to get to know one another.
Driad, hold on. I think I saw something strange. I'll make a lap around the observation tower.
What is it, Ito?
Nothing, sorry for...
Driad, it's Dura.
I've sought God for 2 times 10 circles, and still cannot say with confidence that I found him, or that he has found me. If anyone asks, I just say that I'm a believer but not religious. I do believe there is some truth at the heart of the ancient books of divinity. Without exception, they preach the same mantra: live in decency. Live so as to never harm another. I've searched for 2 times 10 circles only to find that I already knew the answer. It's very simple. I'm nothing more than a tiny speck of dust, and what can dust know of God? It was upon this discovery that I ended the lengthy and foolish dispute that had raged within me. What would I tell him, and what cleverly phrased questions would I pose to him upon meeting him face to face? I'll never meet him, of course. For our kind, this is never destined to happen. Just as a blade of grass shall never talk about the mysteries of existence with the insect that crawls upon it. Live in decency. This is an enormous challenge for most, but it's a noble and worthy life pursuit. Living so as not to harm another? Well, after Manita Point, this was asking the impossible.
I don't believe in an ultimate truth. A child rolls in the dirt with gleeful abandon, while an adult will try to wipe their dirty faces clean. To what end? Both actions are meaningless. The fine mist of time falls upon the heads of the dirty and the clean alike. Before time, all is made equal, from dust to dust. Perhaps there is an ultimate truth after all, that being the irrelevance of our truths. Still, I believe there is a higher function for value and aesthetics, the preservation and cultivation of which is the privilege of the aristocracy. When I say aristocracy, I don't necessarily mean blue-blooded royalty. Rather, I refer to men of learning and reading. What I am concerned with is an aristocracy of the mind. It is our obligation to select, through our experiences, knowledge, and heart, what is eternal and what is worthless. I see doubt and disdain in the eyes of the others. They find conceit and arrogance in my mannerisms. But if I don't represent this ideology, then others will. Others who would prefer to distinguish between people and concepts based on vanity, rather than thought and humility. Should my compatriots grab hold of this idea, they shall at long last come to understand my intentions.
You want me to fly inside the raw materials of all things. Yes, and do it fast. Be careful.
When I was young, I imagined myself a spaceman. I would undertake an expedition to an alien planet, role-playing that my very own Seoul was that foreign land. It opened up so many possibilities. Everything changes through the filter of unfamiliarity. The most mundane of details can become peculiar if we can manage to remove ourselves from the whole. Eras, civilizations, myths, traditions, all are covered in alien allure. I played the explorer. I performed a tribal dance around the fire of the newly discovered alien nation with respect and curiosity, blended with a bit of fear. Naturally, I would marry the daughter of the tribe leader, if only to personally experience the initiation ritual. It was great fun for quite a long time, but I had forgotten the most important thing. Absorbed as I was in the new worlds of my mind, I never learned how to revel in my true surroundings, or to actually learn about those who were near me. After all, I treated them all as alien specimens. This is how it came to be that I never knew my homeland, or those who shared my blood. But what can I do about it now? All that remain are the memories, which gradually fade.
Over the label. You see? Yeah, I see it.
Let's see landing.
of the world. That's who I was as a little girl. In fact, that's who I was as a grown-up girl as well, at least for a time. I believed, and once even knew, that this reality is only a dream. The entire world is mine. I shall come to reign over land, water, and sky. All people shall seek my orders and my counsel. And today, this moment, this reality is nothing more than a trial. In order to become a good and fair ruler of this universe, I must live among my people for a few more circles. That's the price. Then that disastrous event. And still nothing has happened. More precisely, all that happened was my realization that nothing will happen. This is not a dream. That idea was nothing more than an excuse to avoid reality. I am nothing more than a drop in the ocean, a piece of dust in a cyclone. If this was to be my destiny, I wanted to be the drop in the ocean that moved a grain of sand, or the piece of dust that scraped someone's eye. I wanted to do something in my lifetime. Anything.
Can we find true love more than once? There was a time when I thought so, but the answer, definitively, is no. There's only one. If you're ever in doubt, have patience. Give it time. You shall come to realize that there is indeed no other. One who warrants your company, who can comfort you and be comforted by you throughout your lifetime. Love is deceitful. The heart is easily misguided. Find your true love and you shall know that she is the one, and you shall realize there is none truer than she. But your deceit doesn't care for this truth. You just think with your dick. If this is nothing more than theory to you, rejoice. One of life's greatest challenges has passed you by.
God damn it! God damn it!
Linte Ito was caught not long thereafter. He was held responsible for his crimes through a long, exhaustive public trial. His testimonies were voraciously consumed by the citizenry. This wasn't the first time someone had been tried for war crimes or actions against peace and against the planet. Still, even I was surprised by Linte's naivete. He refused to defend himself, choosing rather to make accusations. He spoke with rage on behalf of the Enkis that were dragged away and extinguished. The mass graves, the bombs, the hand grenades thrown into citizens' dwellings. He cried out against the raiders, those raiders who are now his judges. It was a foolish thing to do. Those who commit the most horrific acts aren't the bloodhounds themselves. No, it's the masters that cut the chains of those hounds. Unspeakable, real terror is not born under the tilt of befouled military tents. It's born in the comfortable armchairs of those who give the orders, far away from the blood, agony, intestines, and pain. It has always been so, throughout the ages. Judgment wins for civilization above savagery, said the headlines. He spent the rest of his life in Bokumano and has never since seen the sun. Who was Miriam Magusa? I could never find out. Perhaps she was my father's bedmate. Perhaps she meant even more to him than that, or less. What Miriam Magusa was, on the other hand, I managed to discover when I got my hands on her autopsy report. She was an Enki, probably a survivor of Mirage Mountain, and she was ill with leukemia. With a fake ID, she became a citizen of the Empire. She was still alive when I found her. She was in room 644 of the Solus Hospital, voiceless, with dead eyes. I couldn't get a word from her. Whoever she was, she helped my father. May she rest in peace. The death of my father affected me so deeply that I immediately retreated into the distant past. I needed privacy. I had to reflect. Luckily, I did not reflect for too long. If I had remained there, I wouldn't have had a chance to change history. I needed to plan carefully. The basic principle holds true. You cannot be in two places at one time. So I jumped, then jumped again. I had to be extremely precise so I could arrive within Syriad.
Code Red D. Movement in Central Corridor.
Die, bastard!
Code Omega activated. Time corridor.
Dryad, cease firing. Dryad, I won't warn you again. Thank you. System deactivation. 345A2, Arcus Vitel.
No.
Listen carefully, Dryad. Planning this was no easy feat. For the past few days you felt ill, haven't you? Deep in your heart, you must know what it means. You can either trust me, or you can damn yourself forever. If you keep fighting, you'll kill what remains of your nation. This isn't what you want. This is my job. Your job is to give faith to your people. 4,500 circles is time enough. If that is all a nation may have, then so be it. Make sure they use it well. Get going. The system will be up in a near. Jump, now! There now. Come to Daddy.
Code Red D. Movement in Central Corridor.
Die, bastard!
Emergency shutdown. Life functions have ceased in all blocks.
Syriad's sensors recorded the intrusion of 2 foreign beings that day. She was carrying Linthe's child. When she bore him, she dubbed him Enki, some 4,500 circles before our meeting. So it was that the great prophet Enki came to predict the doom of his nation. It was a simple thing. Mommy was there to help him. But let this remain our secret. History does not remember me, but I wouldn't expect it to. To me, it was enough to spit in the eye of an empire that thought it could toy with millions of lives. I was able to make real the dream of my childhood. A single hero can stand strong against an overwhelming evil. I've washed the soul of Dryad clean. Mine may never be clear. The memory of my father demands that my final destination be a fulfillment of my destiny. I had to give his death meaning, and without delay.
Cobalt King calling headquarters, 1200 for 7612. Beginning descent. Do you copy?
holding in his hands a giant sieve. Time stands ever sifting. He sifts through worlds. He picks them out, not with regret, but with delight. He grieves only those that fall, and those who fall deserve to fall. Time spares no pity for offal. Waning nations, cold worlds, broken lives miasmal desire. It's death they deserve, and nothing less.
I'll admit that I may preach one thing and practice another. I had hoped here to unearth the essence of patience. A solid marriage, for example, may be the cornerstone of all manly affairs, and for this the utmost patience is required. And yet we find this quality conspicuously absent from the man of our times. So how can I pretend to preach patience when time is my worst enemy? Were it possible, I'd run off to places unknown, escaping from time entirely. But there is no escape. He, that bony reaper with his gap-toothed grin, if not for my soul, shall come someday for whatever he may find within me. Perhaps he'll come for the very words I speak now. But he won't give a damn whether this monologue is finished, whether I feel it done. When time comes to me, I shall deliver my revelation to him. Espousing the virtues of patience under time's shadow is utterly futile.
What would you do if you knew exactly how much time you had left? Imagining what it's like to be an Inky is a frequent pastime of armchair philosophers in bourgeois imperial salons. Travel through time is both a gift and a curse for the Inkies. It comes hand in hand with the knowledge of one's remaining life. Since they can transport themselves through time and space, the Inkies could even give an account of their own demise prior to its occurrence. All Inky deaths are documented in the Book of Days to Come. When an Inky seeks to know his remaining time so as to settle his affairs, he need only turn to the book. It's too much to even imagine the morbid, base traditions of these savage people.